The indictment against Paul Manafort reads like an episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Trump's former campaign manager accused of laundering millions, using the cash to buy homes, fancy SUVs, and clothing. The investigation alleges Manafort and his longtime associate Rick Gates made cash working for pro-Russian politicians in Ukraine, didn't pay taxes on it, then lied when the FBI came calling. The charges include conspiracy against the United States, conspiracy to launder money, and posing as an unregistered agent of a foreign principal. Both men pleaded not guilty today. Manafort's lawyer called the indictment ridiculous.
There is no evidence that Mr. Manafort or the Trump campaign colluded with the Russian government.
None of these charges is directly linked to the campaign, which Manafort ran for just 5 months, starting in March of 2016 and continuing through the pivotal weeks when Trump clinched the Republican nomination. The president's tweet was predictable. So, too, the White House response.
Today's announcement has nothing to do with the president, has nothing to do with the president's campaign.
But perhaps in anticipation of that dismissal, another development from Mueller's team, one few saw coming. Documents unsealed today show George Papadopoulos, a former foreign policy advisor to the campaign, seen here in a tweet from the president's Twitter feed, lied to the FBI. And what did he lie about? Contacts with Russia. What Papadopoulos initially concealed and later confessed, extensive contact with a professor in London who had ties to the Kremlin. At one point, the professor told Papadopoulos the Russians had dirt on Hillary Clinton, saying they have thousands of emails. Papadopoulos told the FBI how he shared his Russian contacts with the Trump campaign, including an unnamed high-ranking campaign official. Lawyers say releasing that information on the same day as the Manafort and Gates arrests sends a message.
It's a way of putting, I think, pressure on others who the grand jury is looking at, that, hey, we're serious about this, we're going to charge individuals.
The White House claim that Papadopoulos was a mere volunteer with no official role was contradicted by audio from the Washington Post, where Trump praises him by name in an editorial board.
George Papadopoulos. He's an oil and energy consultant, excellent guy.
On this whirlwind of a day, one takeaway: the charges against Manafort and Gates will take months at best to resolve. The White House says it expects the Mueller investigation to wrap up soon. It won't. Lindsay Duncombe, CBC News, Washington.